Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to look at how to inspect a fire extinguisher. Now, I know a lot of us are looking at this and going, well, the fire engineer comes in or the fire department comes in, they inspect the fire extinguisher, and that's all fine and dandy. They need to, and they need to do that on an annualized basis. There was some regulations that had it every 6 years, and all of that's fine. But what we want to do is our monthly inspection, and this can be done by anybody. And today in our quick video, we're going to show you how to do that. And really, it only takes a couple seconds. It's going to take a little bit longer on the video because, of course, we're going to be talking and walking through this entire process. Now, as you can see, no one's done any inspections of this particular fire extinguisher just yet. So we're going to be the first ones to do it, it looks like. What I want to do is just take this off of the mount that we have on our wall. And right here, you'll see there's the little hole, right? And you can see this from the top as well. And this just is where the hanger is, that's it. And so this piece should be nice and secure. Your wall hanger itself, the little mount on the wall, should be nice and secure. So that's the first part of the inspection. Next, we're just going to look and see, if you can see here, you do have this little tamper resistant tag, and this says 2018, and this is from our fire protection company that actually did the last inspection. So when this is here, this fire tamper resistant tag should be here. You'll also see that there's a ring, and this this tamper resistant tag goes through the ring, and the ring has a little plastic piece that secures it to the handle. Now, that is not a big deal. If this one that holds the ring to the handle is missing, that's okay. But this tamper resistant tag should be there, and it's not very strong. It's just enough to keep this ring in place so that when if I try to squeeze the trigger right now, it is not going to discharge the chemical inside or the agent inside because this pull pin is. So it's like a hand grenade. But the bottom line is we want this tamper resistant tag to be there. There should also be this tag from the state fire marshal. And something that this fire extinguisher is missing is a ring, a paper ring that goes around the neck of the fire extinguisher. And that has the state fire marshal logo on there, and it basically certifies it that it's good to go. So we should have this tag. This tag right here is going to indicate the year and month that it was put into service, whether or not annual service was performed right here, and the date, again, the day, the month, and the year that was performed. It's going to be signed off on by our fire engineer, and that's really when they take this nozzle off and they charge up the agent inside of the fire extinguisher. So what we're going to be doing is our monthly. So what I want to do, pull it off. We're going to check for the tamper resistant. It should have our ring here. Our gauge indicator should be in the green. It could, if it's high or low, that's an indicator that the fire extinguisher itself is over or undercharged. If it's a little overcharged, not a big deal. You just have to really watch when you pull this lever and aim your agent at the fire. It's going to come out a little stronger, and it could blow that fire material out. So we want to make sure it's in the green, properly charged. Next thing we want to do is just make sure that this bottom portion of the handle is moving freely, right? So I can move it up and down. It's not completely stuck. It's not locked in place. The next thing I want to do, I'm just going to turn it on the side, and I want to just take a look at the hose itself and the nozzle itself. Sometimes there's not this coned shaped nozzle, and that's okay. This is just a spray pattern for our agent, and it's really going to allow us to kind of shoot this wherever we want to shoot it and give it a nice discharge. So if you think of a shotgun and you think of the choke inside the shotgun, you can get different patterns. Same thing with our garden hose, same thing with our fire extinguisher hose. The next, I just want to make sure that this hose connector, right, this hose clamp is actually in good shape and can hold this here. And then I'm going to just kind of rotate this fire extinguisher around, and I'm going to be looking for rust or damage or anything of this nature that would make this fire extinguisher kind of unsafe to use. These can actually look pretty bad. You know, there can be a lot of rust on them and things like that. As long as that indicator is in the green, still good to go, but not something that I recommend that you keep around for too much longer than that. So we've checked our hose, we've checked our nozzle, we've checked our hose clamp, we've checked our handle, the pull pins here, the tamper resistant tags here, this tag's here. This is missing our fire marshal seal ring, so that's not good. And the last thing we're gonna do, I'm just going to take this fire extinguisher, and people will go, oh, shouldn't do that. This is filled with a chemical agent, kind of like all-purpose flour is what it kind of looks like, or what else would it look like? Sugar, not that grainy, but all-purpose flour, that's a go. And what happens is, after this sits like this for so long, all of the flour, this agent comes down and settles on the bottom. And it can get stuck there a little bit. So what I want to do is flip this upside down, and all I'm going to do is tap on it. And you can see I'm tapping on it hard, nothing's going to happen. And I'm going to turn it back up, right side up. And if you look, it's still in the green. So it's properly charged, still in the green here, properly charged. I've shaken up the agent inside so it will spray out nice and cover our fire if we need to. And at that point, I'm going to date it. So today's date, I'm going to initial it. And you can see there's 12 boxes. That 12 box equals your 12 monthly inspections. And then by December 2019, this should have been redone. It's almost December 2020. So this one's out of service and we need to have this one serviced. So serviced and replaced. But that's your monthly inspection. Anybody can do this. My 14-year-old daughter can do it. Anybody in the office can do it. It's not a huge deal. You just want to make sure at the date and time that you looked at it, it was okay, right? That it met all those specifications. So real quick, that the canister itself is okay, that the hose is okay, that the nozzle is okay, that the pull pin is here, that the tamper resistant tag is here, that our handle moves up and down, that the gauge is in green, and that we sign off on it. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to a monthly inspection. Now, if you do that yourself, you can do it in about 30 seconds. So go to it, enjoy, have a good one, and we'll see you on another training very shortly.